Okay, so first off, we need to set up our suction. So it looks like some of the second years or second/third years had some water in there. So I accidentally dumped the water earlier when I wasn't looking. So what you have to do is make sure that these are on appropriately. I don't really like these suction traps. There's ones that they're like a little sleeve and you just put a special bag in and it connects to the suction tubing. These ones are a little old-fashioned. Put that on, tighten it up, check all the other places it can leak. Okay.
Is that the trap and the canister?
This is it will actually collect the suction nasties.
Okay.
So that's your collection trap. This is a safety trap here. I did it. I beat them to it. I get credit for that. Okay, so that's all set up. Make sure that this is tight on the wall and it's all the connections are good. DISS wall suction connection, right? And then we need our wide bore or larger bore. This is thicker than oxygen tubing, right? Okay, so we hook it here. And I'm just going to disconnect that. Put this over here, and it connects up here. Then we check our suction, turn it to regulate it, and I can use my clean gloved hand. I'll put it to about 150 occluded. Okay, would be a standard setting. If I flip this all the way over, it goes to line suction. That's the full capabilities of the suction compressor. Okay, so then we take our other piece here.
When would you When would you use the full line suction?
For an emergency, when you've got to clear the field really quickly. I've used it a few times for like pulmonary edema where it's just bubbling out of patients.
But other than that, you should stick to the other one.
Yeah, the other one's for endotracheal, and even oral, there's no real law that you have to use a low suction. This is for endotracheal suction when you're applying it down the airway. Okay. And you can be the assistant today. Okay. So then we have our Yonker suction. This is for oral suction, right? And the way I test the system once it's all together, I pinch it off and I look for it to jump up. If there was a leak, like if I create a leak, watch what happens. No bounce on the manometer. Okay. We have this all ready to go. We've got some OPAs. I think this guy would take about a 9. Okay, so that'll work. And that's all ready. There should be an NPA around here somewhere. Yep, here we go. I'll take that flex tube as well. And the flex tube, I'm going to do the same thing I did next door. Is have this, when it's time to check his endotracheal tube position. I should be pre-oxygenating my patient. And so he has that on and he's getting oxygen. I'll say he's just breathing through the bag in this case, but he could have an O2 mask on or something. Check my bagger. It's hooked to O2. I won't make you do it, but we go to 10 liters per minute. Make sure the reservoir inflates. I can see my valves here, and just to clarify, a valve that opens into the bag is the access to air valve. A valve that opens out is your overpressure valve, bag inlet valve, right? And then patient valve. This one has a disc valve, right? And make sure everything works. So was that scary? You jumped. Okay. So that's all ready to go for my application to the patient. So I'm just going to organize these a little bit better. We need to prep our tubes, so I need my syringe. I appreciate that we have all these tubes here. Oh, you guys have a good style. Okay. But I only want one, so these other tubes would all be in packages. They'd be ready to go. Depending on the seriousness of the situation, I may have them prepped, open, and ready to go. This tube here is bad because he lost his pilot line, so he's dysfunctional. I'll leave there, and I'm going to use this tube here, just because it's easier on the intubation hands. We need to check the cuff, so I take my syringe.
How did you pick which endotracheal tube to use? Like, what did you pick it based on?
Well, it's usually size. Most of them are universally at a length of about 30 centimeters. For this head, I like about a 7.5 tube for size. It's easier on the intubation mannequins. The bigger tubes just get problematic with getting them through the small vocal cords. This cuff is actually not working very good. It's kind of leaky. So that could be the pilot line is damaged. So we can't really use that guy.
Should we get that one?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to. We're down to one tube. So we should have a couple of different tubes, right? I kind of like the other one for the size. This one's a bigger tube, right? So, but we'll force it in there. Check that. And that's why you check endotracheal tubes, right? We just found one. Mind you, we've used them a lot in the lab. It's ready to go. I could peel the end open and give it a shot of lubricant as well, and that's important. Normally we don't use this lubricant, we use a water-soluble, gelatinous kind of lubricant. This is our satin slip stylet, and these are very good stylets. I didn't like the one I used on the other side. And there we go. Take this guy, a little bit of lube on the stylet, works well. Put him in. See, and that's a little bit sticky, so some lube would be beneficial. And then I bend it in a hockey stick shape at the end, and then I bend it here and bend it there, so that I have a trigger to withdraw my stylet with. Okay, so that's in pretty good shape. Got my NP tube there as well. Check my laryngoscope. Patient's hooked to monitors, right? Laryngoscope's good. I'm going to keep that on my left-hand side because that's where I'm going to use it. Not imperative because I can just grab it and move it over. Heart rate, blood pressure, ECG, capnography, SpO2. Okay, so we need to all those vital signs monitored to check the patient out. Continuous monitoring. Now I showed you guys the intubation, so you're good with that, right? Were you guys all in on the intubation? So you saw that. So there's your setup. Nice, neat. Gloves, gown, goggles. We're only giving you gloves and goggles. There should be some goggles. Oh, there they are. They're almost invisible. They go on your head, right? So if you're the... yeah, you don't have to put them on. There you go. The only thing we don't have there is extra endotracheal tubes. Okay? You guys good?
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you. Point stuff out.
Good guys.
Hey, come in.
Okay.
You want to look at this?
You have to keep the. You have to read it.
Huh? Please ask us to read it.
Yeah.
I'll just filming it for like a good 10 seconds. Okay. Anything else?
No, I think you're good. The only thing he said we were missing was extra endotracheal tubes. That's it.
Okay.